Hello everyone, this is Pink Popcorn and I'm reviewing Mad Max Fury Road. I went and saw it in the movie theaters. I saw the 3D version. I don't think the 3D helped make it any better. I'm not a real 3D fan in general. There's only been a few uh, movies that the 3D really was worth having enough that it made it a so much better movie with the 3D that I would recommend 3D. In general, I prefer no 3D for most films because I don't like wearing those glasses. When you put those glasses on, they darken the screen, and so the brightness of the screen is diminished, and you're limited. And then if you touch those very cheap 3D glasses, you know you'll get your fingerprints and popcorn grease on them, and then you can't see or you have to clean them. There's so many reasons I don't like 3D glasses. But in any case, that's the one I happened to go see because it fit my time schedule. In any case, I went and saw that. It's definitely a show that relies on you having been a fan of Mad Max, because it really does not give you much backstory. There's an assumption that you know who Mad Max is, you've seen the other movies, you know what this is, because it really does not go into any backstory about anybody. Not really at all. You kind of get an idea of who these people are and what they're currently doing, and then you see that they need to get out of where they're at and they take off, and there's a big chase, and pretty much the whole show is just an escape. An escaping. So it's a pure vehicle chasing escape. So I thought that Charlize Theron character was interesting. She was tough. It's good to see anytime you see a woman who's doing something other than being a support to the husband, the boyfriend, being the mother to the child. Somebody who is her own person, living life on her terms. It's wonderful to see. On that account, I'm grateful for that character that she's playing. On the same thing, though, tends to be, if you're going to not have a woman be the supporter, the girlfriend, the mother, the someone who is helping the main character, which is usually a male, and is in one of these familial roles, or typical female roles, which is simply a supporter, someone who's eye candy, So what most of the time has happened is, if it's not going to be that character, it's going to be a tough lady. So you've got the Angelina Jolie, and really in a funny way, when I think of Angelina Jolie, she plays the tough characters, and then Jennifer Aniston always plays the female cutesy character who's the supporter of the boyfriend, and she'll probably move into being a mother role later. So she plays those supportive roles in general, and Angelina Jolie plays the tough girls that are the opposite of what most females tend to be portrayed as, when they are allowed to be in movies at all. And of course, that's why I'm doing Pink Popcorn, is to try to look at why it is that our stories are told primarily about and for males. And there are reasons that are both, make sense, and also may just be pure sexism too. But I really want to get into those things. So here's this character, Charlize Theron's character, and she is the hero. She is a hero. She is going to I don't want to give too many spoilers, but she is going to do what the typical male would do in a movie, but minus the man who expects a sexual reward at the end by a kiss or marriage or something. There won't be a payoff for her in any other sense that she's doing what she knows is right. So I do really like that character. I personally I mean, I don't like physical violence. I mean, it seems to me if a woman is not in a typical female role that I said before, as a girlfriend, a wife, or mother type figure, or secretary, you can say that too, that kind of role, the men do not find women of importance or interest to them unless they have some sort of familial, sexual, supportive role that's typically female, unless that female garners male kind of respect. So she garners respect from men because she is as good as the men. So men will respect a woman who acts like a man as well as a man does. Here she is, she does it, she can do it. It's showing women can do those things, and that's good. But what I was trying to say is women have value beyond what they can do to support a man or to compete against a man. And women have their own unique journeys to take. Now, on that account, one thing I do also like about this movie, Mad Max, is that they take all kinds of different body types and characters are in this. And yes, it's a dystopian future where, you know, people are just barely getting by, but there's all these unique, different kinds of freaky people doing unique things that only their type of body can do. So you have a grandmother figure who plays the role of the grandmother, but at the same time, she's a tough lady too. You have those characters. And then you have very sweet, docile women who, when they have to, they will fight back. But they are sweet, gentle, good, simple women who are girly girls. And that's fine and good. And there's nothing wrong with being a girly girl. There is not one kind of female to be. And these are girls who are supposed to be supportive to what they're doing, and they are rebelling against it. So that's good. And then they have these females who are giant, big women with big boobs, and their job is a job distinctive to that body type. And that's an interesting thing to have. And they also had some little people in it, and people without arms and legs. People who are just, you know, making it in a world that doesn't really seem like it would be easy to get by with that. But they do. They're living in it. But this is a dystopian future where the nuclear wars have made, you know, two-headed lizards. You see that in the first thing. And I don't want to get into much of the backstory, because if you don't know who Mad Max is, I cannot possibly fill you in on that. But once you see this, if you liked the movie, you probably will want to go back and see those movies, especially Mad Max, because the bad guy in Mad Max is the same bad guy in this movie. So, one thing that I thought was interesting, being a female that goes there, is that the movie is pretty much non-stop action. There really is very little quiet times when people sit and discuss anything at all. It's all just, they're caught in the middle of the action and they just keep going with it. And what I found interesting is when it was the loudest and most, you know, explosions going on, that the females in the audience would get up, and that's when they would leave to go get a drink or whatever they had to do. Then they come back, and then finally, once in a while, once in a blue moon in the movie, there would be a moment when people started to stop and talk a little. When that happened, that's when the guys got up out of the audience and would go do whatever they had to do. So that's definitely, you know, the difference between men and women in general. I don't like to put too much generalities, but that's pretty normal in general, that men would like the action and women would like the discussing, the talking.